Hello everyone, welcome to this ArcGIS tutorial. In this video, we will learn about error checking after map digitization, automated digitization using ArcScan, and a practical project. So, before further delay, let's explore in the software now. After completion of map digitization, there may be errors. We have to solve them for accuracy and make the outcome useful. So let's see two problems and their solution. First, let's talk about polygon overlap. First, we have to use the intersect tool on polygon layer to check overlap. Now we can see there are no overlap in this case. So now let's create one intentionally and solve it. So now we can see there is an overlap. Now if we run intersect again, we can see the overlap. So how we can solve? We have to select the area with correct boundary and use clip tool. Now we can see the issue is solved. Now let's discuss on gap between polygons. First, use dissolve tool to remove every detail and see the gaps. As we can see, there are no flaws. Let's create one intentionally. If we use dissolve now, we can see it. Now let's use a dark color to have a clear view. Now go to create feature and draw a polygon around the gap. Now use clip for correct boundary one first. Then use merge tool, selecting the other two polygons. As we can see, the issue is solved now. So in this way, we can solve these problems. So now let's work with automated digitization in ArcMap. First, we have to input a high quality image. Now create a polyline shapefile and bring it in. Now we have to bring the ArcScan toolbar. If it's not showing the raster, let's start editing and select polyline. Now if it is still not showing, go to customize and then extension. Check all the extensions and click OK. If it's still not showing now, we have to look at two things. First, the raster have to be in .img format, which is it in this case. Second, we have to classify the raster values in two classes. Let's see how to classify it. Go to properties, then symbology, and then in classify select classes as 2. Now click OK, and now we can see the raster in the ArcScan toolbar and we can select it. Now go to vectorization and select show preview. While processing, don't do panning. The software may not respond or task may be unsuccessful. Now we can see everything is selected easily. An issue here is the text are also selected with the lines. Now we have to only keep the lines and later input the plot numbers. So let's explore one way. So as we have seen the preview, let's go to raster cleanup. Select start cleanup. Now bring the raster painting toolbar. If we select the magic eraser in the end and select a portion of the image, the text will be gone. One thing to remember, don't select the whole raster area when it will remove everything. Magic eraser tool removes discrete data, but line is a continuous data, so in small scale it is okay. But when we select the whole image, we can see that the lines become discrete too. That's why it deletes the whole image. So this was one way. Let's explore another one. Now let's go to cell selection and then go to select connected cells. Here if we put 200 in enter total area, and it will select cells of 200 or lesser pixels. In your case, you have to cross check it with values increasing in every attempt for accuracy, but in this case I know it will be 200, so I am using it. If you put a large value, you may not get the expected result at once. Now let's go back to raster cleanup and select the erase selected cells. Now if we see some residuals, like in this case, We can use the magic eraser again. Now as we have done cleanup, if we go to vectorization and select generate features and click OK, we can see the result. Change the symbology and stop and save the edits. Now we can see they have turned into lines. Now we have to use feature to polygon tool to convert them into polygons, and thus the map digitization in automated way is completed. So now let's talk about the practical project. We can see the question here. The question is, you are given the following spatial datasets with LCC projection for Teknaf Pourashova, which includes administration boundary, road, both in polyline and polygon, and structure. Our first question is, find out the total number of structures based on their land use categories for each word within a distance of 20 meters. Structures, those are within given distance and even touch the buffer distance from the road. Now let's solve it. First, let's bring in the shapefiles. Now go to select by location. Here, target layer will be structure as we want to find out the structures, and source layer will be the road poly as we want structures within the 20-meter buffers of the road. Road poly is used because in case road is 20-meter wide, the buffer from its center will remain in its body and no structure will be selected. So polygon is used. Select the buffer distance. After clicking OK, we can see the result. The structures are selected. If we go to attribute table, we can confirm it. Now, let's find and delete the count field. Don't unselect while doing so. Now let's add a new field named count. We will use 0 for not selected and 1 for selected structures. Now go to field calculator for count and click OK. We can see the selected as 1. Now let's add word value beside structures. First, unselect all. Go to admin boundary attribute table. We can see here the word ID. So now go to intersect tool, select structures and then administrative boundary. Set output, click OK. We can see a new layer. If we go to attribute table, we can see the word ID. Now let's create a new Excel file. Go to ArcMap, select all in the attribute table and then copy selected, and now paste them in the Excel. Now create a pivot table in a new worksheet from the selected ones. Now put land use in rows, count in values and words in columns. Now we can see the result in a proper presentation. So this was the solve of first problem from the project 1. Now let's solve the second problem. Our second question was to calculate the percentage of road based on road area as per their road type for each word. So let's see how we can solve it. First, let's dissolve the road polygon based on the type field. If we check the attribute table, we can see the types now. Now we have to use identity tool to assign word number beside roads. In the identity tool, put boundary in input feature and use dissolved road as identity feature. If we click OK, we can see the result. If we open the attribute table, we can see 0, 1, 2 and -1 in the FID field. Here 0, 1, 2 indicates road types while -1 doesn't. Now we can add a new field and calculate the area. Now select all and copy the selected and then paste in Excel as previous. Now let's create a pivot table from the selected portion. Put area in values, word in rows and types in column. Now if we define the -1 value column as not road and go to value setting for area, we need to select show value as percentage of row total as the row contains all the values for each word. So now we can see the percentage of road types for each words. In this way, we can solve the second problem. So in this video, we learn about how to solve errors in map digitization, how to conduct automated digitization using ArcScan, and we solved a practical problem using our previous experience. So thank you everyone for watching till the end. Hope this tutorial will be useful to you.